Time to get this workout on. First, I need my pre-workout. You know what that is. A rock star. I shouldn't be drinking that, man, but I need some type of pre-workout. I can't fuck with the pre-workouts in the store. That's too much caffeine, man. You know, the powdered pre-workout and like some of these gyms, like 24-hour fitness and shit. I can't fuck with those goddamn pre-workouts. You know, and they're supposed to be healthier for you than Rockstar. That shit is loaded with caffeine, bro. And that's what you need anyway to get you through your workout, caffeine, right? But it's loaded with caffeine. Like I had some of that pre-workout, it was a UFC pre-workout. I think back in 2010 or something like that. Back when I was living with my ex-girlfriend. Man, that shit, I was on that shit, man, so much. I mean, I couldn't sleep too, man. There's tons of caffeine in there, you know. See if I got 22 cents. I do.
हाँ फिर उन्होंने डाल छोड़ो That's fine. Yeah, thank you. बंदे ने थोड़ा बंदा था ये फिर उन्होंने को बंदे का है इन्हों का पैसे सारे तक क्वेश्चन है लाभ एक का ले आके पहला इंडिया थोड़ी सजा भी इंडिया भी था ना पाप हुआ जब उनका वो बात करते हैं कि पाप हुआ तो
I'm dropping weight, but I'm dropping weight slowly. You know what I'm saying? I'm working my ass off though. Working my ass off. But anyway, man, on to the topic. Life ain't fair, bro. So prepare, you know? Life is so hard on men that we die earlier, man, than women. You know, women live longer than us because they got easier lives, man. They're so protected, you feel me what I'm saying? For us men, we gotta hold the front line, man. We gotta work extra hours and stuff so our kids are fed, so our families are fed. And then us men, if we don't achieve anything in life, we get punished, man. You feel me? I wish I would have known this when I was younger. I would have crossed that finish line a long time ago. You know, I would have crossed that finish line a long time ago. And I would have kept going. I would have never had stopped until I crossed that finish line. But you get older, you live and learn, man. You know, you live and learn, and you just keep on going until you just keep on going. You feel me? You keep on going until you cross the finish line, or life is gonna be hell, bro. Life is already hell. You know, as you get older, you gotta maintain some type of shape. You know, you can't afford to get fat as a man. You know, you just get punished for that, man. Every time I put on weight, I got punished, man. I got punished by women, bro. You put on weight, guarantee they ain't gonna fuck with you, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that when I was younger, man. I was thinking like, man, I could just put on weight. Yeah, I could put on weight. Yeah, yeah, right. You know, with no consequences, baby. I could put on weight with no consequences. What's up with the captain? You know, my family never taught me about Tyrone. Nobody taught us about Chad or Tyrone, bro. Nobody. You know. I wasn't concerned about Tyrone when I was younger. I was concerned about getting laid. And then all of a sudden, I stopped getting laid as much, and all of a sudden I started paying attention to Chad and Tyrone. Like all of a sudden when my shit came to a stop, I was like, God damn, who's taking all the pussy up? Chad and Tyrone. I'm like, damn, the pussy, the flow pussy, the pussy flow slowed down. What happened, man? What's really going on in these streets? The pussy flow has slowed down. Who's taking all the coochie? Chad and Tyrone. Because women nowadays, they can get on the internet, man, and be picky as hell, you know, and only check for the top guys. You know, you got a female that's a 6. She'll get up on there and only check for top tier men, bro. They're not trying to deal with their face match anymore. You know, they delusional, man. They're going after these top dudes. And these top dudes will hit the crap. These top dudes, they will hit it. Well, don't get me wrong. But, you know, you gotta drink some water, man. But they won't commit. You feel what I'm saying? These dudes will give you the runaround. They'll give these women a runaround, man. We gotta drink some water, man, before we work out. Yeah, we gotta drink some water. Or I'm gonna hurt myself. You feel what I'm saying? But life ain't fair, so we gotta prepare, bro. Like, there's a reason why motherfuckers go to school, man. You know, to get an education, you know, get a higher paying job, you know, so they can have a more comfortable life. You know, so what motherfuckers, when they go to school, what they do? They hit that classroom every single day for like 5 or 6 years. Depending on what their majors are, they hit that classroom and just go to school every single day for 5 or 6 years, 7 years or 8 years. And then they go to school for about like 5, 6, 7, 8 years, or how long it took to get the degree. And then once they get that degree, it's easy street. It's the same shit, but like chasing a music dream, you know, involved in music. It's like you writing songs every single day, perfecting your craft. You know what I'm saying? Once you mastered writing songs and stuff like that, then the money will come in. You have to treat everything like you're preparing for the future. You feel what I'm saying? You have to, what the hell's on my lip? God damn it. You gotta treat everything like you're preparing for the future. Okay. My lip is got a lot of stuff on it. You know what I'm saying? You're prepping for the future. That's with anything that you go and get with, or anything that you're fucking working on, or, you know, I've been like listening to a lot of like Tupac songs lately, and a lot of his songs are very well made. A lot of the verses are very masterful. He had verses that like mastered the conversation and the rhyming. You feel what I'm saying? I picked Tupac. I picked Tupac verses and his hooks. Like, I picked them apart, and I noticed they were very well written. And why they were very well written is because he put a lot into it. You feel what I'm saying? You know, he put a lot into his craft, bro. He wrote a million songs, so many verses. I mean, that's all he did was music. That's all he did was write verses. And he got what he put into it, man. You know? Like the motherfuckers who are not I mean, shit, what the fuck? Stop honking that goddamn horn, man. The motherfuckers who are not prepared for life, they're the ones that suffer. You know, I wish my mother and my father would have prepared me for life. I wouldn't be here, you know. But I had to learn on my own. Like, I gotta prepare for life, because it's not gonna treat you very well. Now, as a man, no. We know that men, we don't get free passes. We gotta work and earn our shit. You feel what I'm saying? My lip, man. We gotta earn our way through life. We can't just lift up our skirts and show a little leg like women do. Nah. You are a man, bro. They treat you different in society. Life ain't fair, man, for men, bro. So we gotta prep. We gotta either go to school, or we gotta chase another dream if we're not going to school, right? Because school's not for everybody. Let's just, call it what it is. School is not for every single living being on this planet. You feel what I'm saying? Just like having a job is not for everybody. Being a follower is not for everybody. There are followers and there's leaders. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody can't be a follower. Everybody can't be a worker. There's managers and owners. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like a job ain't for me, bro. I'm sorry. This is a 9-to-5 job, working at a store, 7-Eleven, or even a car wash, or working at McDonald's, or working at Pizza Hut, or working at In-N-Out Burger. That's not for me. Maybe it might be for somebody else, that wants to be a worker, but that's not for me. I feel like I need to take my fucking destiny into my own hands, like a lot of other billionaires and millionaires did. Working at McDonald's, it ain't for Diddy, you know what I'm saying? Or Jay-Z, or 50 Cent, or Kodak Black. You feel what I'm saying? Working at McDonald's ain't for these type of dudes. Yeah, for the average person, yeah, it's for them. You know what I'm saying? But it's not for everybody. You feel what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers, they want to reach higher ground than that. They want to achieve more than that. And you can, as long as you stay with your craft. You feel what I'm saying? But this world right here, man, it ain't for us. As average men at this point. We got to get above average nowadays. We got to work to be above average. You feel what I'm saying? Because society don't treat men well at all, bro. It's either you achieve or not achieve, right? And there's consequences when you don't achieve, right? You get a whole lot of negative feedback from females. They don't see you as a provider or a leader. They see you as a scrub, a loser, a dusty, They got all these names for like men who don't achieve shit, who don't have money. Oh, you're broke. That's the first thing that a female, says when she want to insult you. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, you're dusty. You're broke. I remember my sister called me broke a while back. But hey, eventually in the future I won't be broke. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee it, bro. You feel me? So us men gotta prepare, man. Like, go to school, get a degree. I mean, that's better than nothing, right? It's better than being broke and working a low-paying job like DoorDash and Uber Eats and and doing Uber and Lyft. Ride share jobs. Those are dead-end jobs that lead to nowhere, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Don't ever do that to your car. Where you're driving around, picking people up that don't even like you, that don't even, you got maybe because of your race, or maybe because of your status, or or maybe because they see you're just an Uber driver, or you just broke. It's just like, don't ever do that to your car, man. Pick motherfuckers up, that look down on you and shit, because you got a lesser job, or because of your race, like I said. You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays it's all about what you have, man. It's all about, we're living in a material world, bro. And if you don't have those things, bro, I'm sorry. You ain't shit, man. That's how they look at you, man. If you don't have material possessions, if you don't have a high-end car, if you ain't got status, if you ain't got money, you ain't shit. As a man living in this world, or any Western country, you just ain't shit, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You're not. You feel me? You just ain't shit. You ain't nothing. So men gotta start preparing for the future. Like right now, you guys should be chasing the bag right now at this point. Especially if you struggling in dating and stuff like that. If you're struggling in dating, you gotta be chasing the bag at this point. Long-term goals, baby. Long-term goals, so I won't be here being dusty and broke for the rest of my life. You feel what I'm saying? Our parents, man, didn't really do their job being parents. If you're broke right now, if you're in your 30s or 40s and you're broke, you still ain't got nothing achieved, your parents failed, bruh. That's all I gotta say. Your parents have failed you big time. Because they supposed to get you ready for the world, bro. At a young age, though. You feel me? Making sure you're getting good grades and making sure you're focusing on the future. That's what basketball players do. Like some athletes, bro, they play a lot of free basketball or baseball, football or soccer. They play a lot of that for free at first. They spend 4 or 5 years in junior high, high school, and then, after high school, they go to college, they play college sports or whatever, and then they get drafted, okay? But they just don't get drafted just like that. They put a lot of work into it. They prep for it. Because the years go by like this, bro. I'm telling you. We just had a pandemic that lasted 5 years. And them years went by quick. You feel me? So no, you can't sit back and not prepare yourself for the future. Like, I did a lot of bad things, and I did a lot of things that were wrong in my past. Like waste time, you know, living with a female, cohabitating, you know, not prepping for the future. That's why I'm here playing catch up. You feel what I'm saying? Not prepping for the future. And now I'm paying for it. You know what I'm saying? The 8-year drought without a woman, a girlfriend. Feel what I'm saying? That's why I was trying to fuck Sub 5 Stalker. Motherfucker on the drought. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna try to get pussy wherever you can. Okay, we gotta drink some more water. We gotta drink some more water. You feel what I'm saying? But if my father would have been around a lot longer, if he wasn't such a fucking asshole or a bad person, I wouldn't be here in the situation right now. I'll be playing Major League Baseball. Because that's what I was playing. That was my sport when I was younger. My dad used to wake me up every single morning. Come on, we better go play catch. And he used to throw grounders at me, line drives, you know. A grounder is when you throw the ball on the ground and it rolls on the ground, basically, you know, towards you and shit like that. It rolls on the ground towards you. You just throw it on the ground, and he'll tell you like, "Hey, don't be fucking," you know. I mean, what am I saying? Shit. Well, he was teaching me how to catch the ball, telling me to kneel down and catch it. You know, don't like have your legs straight or even bent, putting the mitt between your legs to catch the ball. Nah, he was like, nah, kneel down and catch it because it can go through your legs. You know, at best you could like knock the ball down with your chest. You feel what I'm saying? That way it won't go past you. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, he was preparing me for the outside world when I was young, when I was small. You know, but he didn't finish the job. You know what I'm saying? My dad was too overly abusive. He was just too crazy, bro. You know, if he wasn't so overly abusive and wasn't so crazy, then I probably would have been matter of fact, I know I would have had been a baseball. I know I would have been a baseball player because I had 2 trophies. I had one that was silver. That was the second place trophy, and I had a first place trophy. You know, playing t-ball. You know, when I was very, very young, I was like 7 or 8 years old, and my dad used to always come to the games, rooting me on from the stands. You know what I'm saying? You know, everything was going swell until, you know, him and my mom got a divorce, and then he's disappeared. After the divorce, he never came back. I mean, like, every now and then he'll pop in, like 3 or 4 years have passed, or 7 years have passed, he'll pop in and say something. But he's dead now. You feel what I'm saying? He died like 5, 6 years ago. You know. But I wish I would have been with a more sane father, you know, because he was insane, you know. But I wouldn't be here, you know. So my mom, she didn't teach me how to prepare for life, bro. She was all about herself. She never really cared about my grades. And as a parent, you're supposed to be active at your kid's school. You're supposed to be caring about what type of grades they getting in school. You're not supposed to turn a blind eye and shit. You know, sorry guys, my words are all over the place. But you guys catch my drift though. You get what I'm trying to say. It's like you have to prepare yourself because life ain't fair. You know, if you're prepared, bro, life can throw a fucking curveball and you can catch that shit. Why? Because you prep for it. You practice catching curveballs. So when life throw you a curveball, you can catch that shit, bro. Cause you practice, you prepared, bro. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of cats don't know that life ain't fair, so they get to an older age and be like, God damn, how come I ain't got this? I ain't got that. Why am I broke? Why am I dusty? You know, well, how come I don't have a girl by my side right now? You know, how come I ain't making enough money? How come because your parents, they didn't prepare you, bro. So you had to learn it on your own, bro. Your parents wasn't there to teach you about life and how they, especially how they treat men. Men, you supposed to just suck it up, show no emotions. You know, you supposed to be the man of steel. You feel what I'm saying? You're supposed to be Superman, the Hulk, Wolverine. You feel what I'm saying? You're supposed to be that guy. That's how they look at men, bro. Able to take on a challenge and accomplish shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because they don't like... See, a lot of things is, a lot of guys are brought up by women. And this is how women deal with their problems. They complain about it. You know, they don't really find solutions or nothing like that. Men find solutions to their problems. You know, women complain, they bitch, they moan, and they don't take any action. You know, men get out there and be like, let me see what's going on here. Let me try to fix this real quick. You know, that's a real man. You know what I'm saying? A woman be like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to take care of this. Call somebody else to do it. call the plumber or something. You know, it's like, nah, man. It's not how you handle your problems. As a man, you're supposed to take the problem head on. And like, if you struggling in the dating market, you got to be focused on making more money and competing with other men and stuff. That's what a man's supposed to do, man. Because the motherfuckers out here that's making all that bread, they human just like you, bro. They can be challenged. They can be taken down. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no superhumans out here, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You can compete with other men. It's just, you got off to a late start. That's all it is, man. Your mother and father didn't care about competing with other men. My father didn't care about competing with other men. All he cared about was getting scraps and leftovers that was thrown from the table. That's all he cared about. You feel what I'm saying? You know, that's all he cared about. He didn't care about getting out there and providing for his family and shit like that. He didn't care about that. He didn't care about bettering himself. He didn't care about going to school, at least. He didn't do none of that, bro. You know, he just lived life, going from one skirt to the next, living off women and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all he did, man. All he did was live off other people. That's what my father did. He was a bullshit motherfucker, bro. And he left me with a mess that I need to clean up, you know. You know, he wasn't there for like years at a time, man. He wasn't there. After I turned 10, he was gone. I stopped playing baseball and everything. Because there was no father there. My mother didn't care about baseball. She cared about right now. That's why I say get your head out of right now. My mother was all about just right now. What can I get right now? You know, she leaned on the government so goddamn long. You know, food stamps. You know, she was always on welfare, bro. You know what I'm saying? She never thought to like, let me use this welfare to go to school. And she did. Don't get me wrong, my mother tried to go to school. And I seen the books that she was having and stuff. She tried to go to school, but she didn't get a degree. She didn't follow through. She didn't finish. So we suffered because of that, man. The thing is, the things that you do, it affects your kids, man. That's why last night, I said I'm living for my kids, my future kids, bro. I'm not living for me, man. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not living for me. I'm living for my children, bro. My future kids. That's what I'm doing right now. You know, you feel me? And I'm gonna prep them. I'm gonna make sure they, in the first 18 years of their life, get them ready, man. You know, get them ready for school. Get them ready for college. Prep. Stay on their ass and be hard on their ass, man. You know what I'm saying? About schooling, about grades and stuff. Because I wish somebody was there for me to be hard on me, you know, with grades and stuff. You know? But nobody was there, bro. So I did whatever I pleased. And it affects your future. The stuff that you do right now, it affects your future. You feel what I'm saying? If you're chasing jackpots and stuff like that, man, you know, it affects your future. If you're going to school, it affects your future. You know, because you don't want to be scrubbing floors and mopping floors and working low-paying jobs for the rest of your life. I'm sorry, bro. If you're a 45-year-old man and you working at McDonald's, you's a loser, bro. Even if you a manager, it don't matter. You are a loser. Hold on 1 second, guys. I hate to disrespect motherfuckers because some of you guys still got low-paying jobs. Disrespect motherfuckers because some of you guys still got low-paying jobs. My bad. I didn't mean to disrespect people, but this is how the world look at you, bro. This is how the world looks at you, man. If you 45 years old and you still working at McDonald's, or if you're still at level 1, you are a loser to people. You know, if you didn't at least own your own McDonald's, or you didn't make any progress throughout life, you are a loser to a lot of people, bro. Not just me, you know. I'm just telling you what people think about you if you're over a certain age and you haven't achieved anything. You feel what I'm saying? I had to take a piss, man, so bear with me, man. But they don't see you as a winner, man. They see you as a loser if you hit a certain age, if you ain't got this, if you ain't got that. You know, what I say, man, is to get this and get that. That's what I say. You know, your parents did a fucked up ass job. Okay, we can let that go. You know what I'm saying? We can't do nothing about that, bro. That's out of our control. What our parents did and shit like that, we had no control over that. But we can control our own actions, though. We could chase the bag, you know, by ourselves. We don't need them to help us, man. We grown now. Now it's all about that bag. I done heard stories of motherfuckers getting their shit together in their 40s, man. Hell, I done heard motherfuckers getting their shit together in their 50s. They finally became a millionaire in their 50s. They hit a turning point. They got tired of fucking dealing with the bullshit that they was dealing with. Low paying jobs, people looking down upon you and shit like that. They got people out there that like hate poor people, bro. You know, they got people out there that hate poor people. that despise poor people, you know, and want you to be wiped from the earth. That's why everything is so goddamn expensive, bro. They're getting tired of poor people. They're trying to weed you out, you know, to the point where there's only the upper middle class existing and the rich people existing. Not just middle class, I'm talking about upper middle class. Motherfuckers making 300,000 or 400,000 a year. That's upper middle class. That's not middle class. Middle class is like 150,000 a year, some shit like that. Upper middle class is considered 3,000, from 300,000 to 500,000 a year. So they're trying to weed the poor people out, man. That's what's really going on in society, bro. Basically, what they call the what's that dude called the Riddler or some shit like that, where he was just trying to destroy all dumb people, you know, and keep all the smart and intelligent, wealthy people around and shit like that. That's what's really going on, bro. It's the Riddler that's going on right now. The price of the cost of living is keep on going up. That's why me and you, we gotta prepare. That's why me and you, we gotta chase that bag, because there's evil like forces at work. You feel what I'm saying? Bringing the cost of living up, it affects the poor people, bro. What's up with it, Jamie, baby? Bringing the cost of living up, it affects you, the poor person. So we have to prepare right now. We have to make sure we are on that bag chase right now, because it's going to get worse throughout the years. You feel what I'm saying? It's going to get worse. Drink some more water. Eat the hamster wheel from the back. And yeah, hamster wheel jobs is built to keep you poor. That's why while you focused on your hamster wheel job, you got to be focused at the bag. Be focused on the bag, bro. At the same time, you work your hamster wheel job, and then you go pursue your music career or your acting career. So there's a journey that you're on. You feel what I'm saying? So you won't be stuck in your situation forever. You work your hamster wheel job, and then you go to school, right? For motherfuckers who want to go to school. Motherfuckers want to become an actor, you work your hamster wheel job, and you go to acting, or you go to auditions, okay? You work your hamster wheel job, and then you work on your music on the side, so you won't be there for the rest of your life. You feel what I'm saying? You could do all that shit when you're young, man. You feel me? But once you get 60, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? That's a wrap for you, man. Motherfucker still broke at 60. Ooh, man. That means he didn't want to change. He wanted to stay the same. He still wanted to chase dead-end jobs. He didn't like switch up and say, you know what, maybe I should go to school on the side, or maybe I should chase the acting career on the side, or something like that, because I don't want to be here for the rest of my life, man. This is not me for the rest of my life. You know. You feel me? What's up with it? What's up with it? What's up with it? We got Joey Finglish in the house. What's up with it? The bottom line is, eat everything from the back. You crazy, man. I laughed about that so hard last night. That shit was funny. Eat everything from the back. But like I said, man, back to what I was saying about preparing. Just start going to school and start living for the future, man. Don't be living for right now. That's my main point, man. You know. My thing is, get the bag. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all you need, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Get the bag at all costs too. You know, that's what you got to do, man. Don't worry about how much time it's taking. Just start doing it. Start going to school. Start chasing your acting career. Start chasing your stand-up comedy career. You know, start getting ready, man. Because hard times ain't gonna last forever, man. If you keep on chasing your dream, eventually you're gonna cross that finish line. And hard times is not gonna last forever. You know? Oh, my neck. Oh, man. I gotta keep drinking water, man, because I'm kind of dehydrated. We gotta drink water. You feel what I'm saying? So you won't end up in a fucked ass situation later on in life when the cost of living start going up. Just prepare. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, I'm gonna end this live, man, because I'm about to work out. Gotta stay working out. Never being caught off guard, man. Always gotta stay ready, man. Always stay prepared, man. And work out, shit. If you're overweight, work out, bro. You never know when you're gonna meet, you know, a female or something. If you overweight, how can you meet her? You feel what I'm saying? You know, if you're overweight, that destroys your chances, man. You know? I gotta stretch my shit, bro. A lot of guys wasn't prepared, bro. So now they're in the fucked up ass situation. You know? Life catch you off guard and shit. You feel me? You know? Eat the workout from the back. You funny. Anyway, I gotta go. You guys have a good day, man. It's time for me to work out. Have a good day. You know, peace out, take care, and bless. I'll make another video after the workout. You guys have a good day. I'm out.